Welcome back to the debrief. Let's just jump straight into our next story of a scammer turned salsa dancer, none other than Anna Delvey. Now you're probably wondering, what are you talking about? Scammer turned salsa dancer? Yes. Anna Delvey went to prison for a long periodically time. If you get the reference, you get the reference. Insert the meme.
And wait a long periodically time.
For fraud and scamming, etc., etc. And now she is part of the cast of Dancing with the Stars. So we're going to run through everything from start to finish. She recently made headlines again when she joined the cast of Dancing with the Stars in America. Like I said, many people are wondering why a convicted criminal is able to take part in such a show. Like, why does she get rewarded for committing a crime? So if you don't know who Anna Delvey is, here is the rundown. She was born in Russia, January 23, 1991, and is a convicted fraudster who posed as a wealthy German heiress to infiltrate the New York City elite social circles. She moved to Germany with her family in her teens, and in 2013 she came to the US for New York Fashion Week whilst working as an intern at a fashion magazine in Paris. And then Delvey just decided to stay and began her elaborate grand scheme of defrauding banks, hotels, friends, you name it. She was defrauding them. She had a relatively modest upbringing. Her father worked as a truck driver and her mother was a homemaker. By all accounts, her childhood was typical and unremarkable, without any of the wealth or luxury she later pretended to have during her fraudulent activities in New York. So, why did Anna get arrested? Well, Anna, her actual birth name is Anna Sorokin, and she adopted the alias Anna Delvey, was arrested primarily for multiple counts of grand larceny and theft of services. She was caught in 2017 after an elaborate sting operation. After failing to pay a hefty hotel bill and defrauding banks, she was under investigation. Then the police spoke to a former friend of hers, Rachel Williams, who was also one of her victims, and they asked Rachel for some help. They asked Rachel to arrange a meeting with Delvey at a luxury rehab facility in California. Law enforcement then apprehended her at the time at the rehab center. Now, Anna was later charged with multiple counts of theft and grand larceny and had to pay back a large sum of money. We don't know how much she ended up paying back, but she did have to pay back quite a bit. So she was charged with grand larceny. She was charged with theft of service for failing to pay for stays at hotel rooms and, luxury private jets. She also was charged with attempted grand larceny for attempting to secure a $22 million loan under false pretenses. She also had other charges for, fraud because she lied about her identity, etc., etc. In total, she was convicted of 8 counts related to her fraudulent activities. For crimes like grand larceny, theft of service, and fraud, the typical prison sentence can vary between, a year to 24 years, depending on the offence, how much you defrauded, etc., etc. Now, Anna was actually sentenced to 4 to 12 years in prison in 2019 and was ordered to pay back the money, like I said. Again, we don't know how much she paid back, but she was required to pay back $199,000 in restitution to her victims and an additional $24,000 in fines. Now, reportedly, she used a portion of her earnings from the Netflix show Inventing Anna, which was loosely, slightly majorly, based on her life to cover some of these legal obligations. Now, her successful cons involved running up bills at luxury hotels, booking private jets, defrauding her friends and telling them XYZ. And like I said, everyone believed at the time that she was a German heiress, okay? And they bought it for a really, really long time. So some of the hotels she defrauded were 11 Howard, which is a luxury hotel in Soho, in New York, and she stayed there for months without paying. The Beacon also stayed there without covering the bills, and W New York, another high-end hotel where she skipped out on payments. She also defrauded friends within her social circle of the New York elite. One of them being Rachel Williams, like I mentioned. She is a former Vanity Fair photo editor. Williams was one of Delvey's closest friends during her time in New York. She ended up covering about $62,000 in expenses for Delvey while traveling to Morocco, believing her promises of repayment. Williams later wrote a book and participated in various media interviews about her experience, and I definitely think you guys should go check them out. Another person who was kind of tied into it but wasn't really was Courtney Love, the musician and actress, because she became aware of Anna and all the happenings on that were going, and she actually posted onto her Instagram warning people, hey, this person is a fraud, beware. And now Love wasn't personally connected or conned but she did mention her so people could be wary of her. And I said before that Inventing Anna, the Netflix series, is based on the true story of Anna Delvey, her elaborate scams within New York's elite social circles. It was created by Shonda Rhimes. The show follows a fictionalized version of her rise and fall, portraying how she conned banks, hotels, wealthy individuals, etc., etc. The series was released February 2022, and it has received mixed reviews, but for the most part, many people find the story extremely fascinating and kind of entertaining, because the main question is, how? How did she get away with this? And I guess she's just a really good con artist, because that's the only explanation I can think of. Also, I'm that type of person, if I think my cutoff would have been like £400. After £400, me and you need to have chats. Because how did we get to 62,000? Now, granted, I am not a millionaire, but 62,000? Anyway, as of now, Anna is still involved in many legal matters related to her immigration status. Although she was released from prison in 2021, early 2021, she has faced potential deportation and has been in and out of detention since. The big thing now that people have kind of like lost their minds with is, why is she on Dancing with the Stars? How did we get here? She committed a crime and she is seemingly being, I don't know, congratulated, applauded for said crime. She's also doing interviews and fashion shoots, and it's almost like she's been glamorized. Now, people online have had multiple things to say. Some people on Twitter have called her camp and the epitome of a Delulu girl boss. Others have said this is the definition of white privilege, because were she not a white woman, she probably wouldn't have been given this pat on the back to be able to perform on Dancing with the Stars with an ankle monitor. As for me, I say, listen, I don't know how we got here. We're here now. If you're going to be on Dancing with the Stars, at least make sure your paso doble is good. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's fair that she's on Dancing with the Stars? Do you think it's fair that she's been, I don't know, given a pat on the back for her criminality? It almost reminds me of the Olympian who recently was in the Olympics, who was able to compete, show his talent. However, he had also been convicted and served time for sexually assaulting a young girl. And people were up in arms, rightfully so, about that case. What's the difference? Also, what's next for Anna? She's done Dancing with the Stars. Are we going to see her appear in movies? Are we going to see her do talk shows, chat shows? Is she going to be a YouTube girly? Is she going to start vlogging? The whole thing is very baffling to me, because like I said, she's currently wearing an ankle monitor. She's technically supposed to be on house arrest. People are wondering, how was this even okayed? And she's going to be getting paid money to be on Dancing with the Stars. I don't know. The whole thing is very, very weird, but America's sometimes a very, very weird place. And if the new president, who has been charged with some big felony charges, can run for the presidency, then I guess Anna Delvey can do the paso doble? I don't know! Anna did say she was approached by reality TV shows, and she actually said, I'm being very cautious with everything I'm putting my name to. There are so many people who are living with this caricature version of me, and they're like, oh, Anna says this, or whatever Netflix was trying to achieve, which I don't blame them, but I'm trying to move away from that. I'm wiser about the people I surround myself with this time, which it seems as though, to me, she's probably, I don't know, regretful of what she did. But again, should she be given a pat on the back for that? Should she be rewarded for her criminality? She also said, which I found quite funny, hopefully I'll be given a chance to focus all my energy into something legal, as opposed to illegal. Well done, Anna. I guess that's the first step of being a good human being. She also said, I'd love to be given the opportunity for people to not just dismiss me as like a quote unquote scammer. I just see what I'm going to do next. So I guess we just have to wait and see. Anna Delvey, what are you going to go and do next? If there's an update on this story, I will be the girl to keep you updated. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you back here again on Friday for the debrief. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And obviously, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to cover. For now, toodle pip.